Hello students, this is Neha Mathur and today in this video I will let you know about master slave JK flip-flop. But before starting the topic, consider to subscribe my channel and click on bell icon to get updated for the upcoming videos. Fine. So our today's topic is master slave JK flip-flop. Master slave JK flip-flop is basically used to design to overcome race around condition, or I can say race around problem which is coming from JK flip-flop. So master slave flip-flop is nothing but the modified circuit which is used to remove or overcome race around condition or race around problem. So you can say whenever we will go with the designing of master slave flip-flop, it is a combination of clocked JK flip-flop and clocked SR flip-flop. So master slave flip-flop which is used to overcome race around problem, and its circuit is a combination of clocked JK and clocked SR flip-flop. So now I am going with its circuit designing. See, as I told you, it is a combination of clocked JK and clocked SR. So I will start from back side. Firstly, I am drawing clocked SR flip-flop, which itself a combination of 4 NAND gates with two inputs and one common input represented as clock, while these two back gates are in cross coupling structure. So this is your clocked SR flip-flop. Now since it is a combination of clocked SR and clocked JK, so now I will draw JK flip-flop with two inputs J and K and one common section for clock. Same back two NAND gates are in cross coupling structure. So this is the circuit. This is also looks like SR flip-flop, but it will behave once as a JK flip-flop when we will connect it in a feedback connection also. So to make this upper circuit as a JK flip-flop circuit, I am connecting in its feedback connection. So the main output, which is your Q and Q bar, will be in its feedback connection with main inputs. So now here your Q is connected with your main input like this. Similarly, Q bar is also connected with main input like this. Now this circuit, the front circuit is behaving as a JK flip-flop, clocked JK flip-flop, while the lower section, the back circuit of the whole circuit, that this particular section is behaving as a SR flip-flop. Now what about this clock? What about the clock for back circuit? For here I am using the same clock but with one inverter. I am using one inverter between these two clocks. Here I am directly providing the clock to JK flip-flop, while to provide clock for this SR flip-flop I am using one inverter between the inputs of these SR flip-flop. Fine. Now see, before starting the description of this circuit, I am again repeating that your master slave JK flip-flop is used to overcome race around problem coming from JK flip-flop, and the circuit is nothing but a combination of one clocked JK and one clocked SR. Fine. This is the circuit for SR flip-flop, back circuit, and this back circuit is said to be slave. While the front circuit, in which you are using feedback connection with the main inputs, is called master of the whole circuit. So since this circuit, the whole circuit is a combination of JK and SR. Here JK flip-flop is said to be your master circuit, while SR flip-flop is your slave circuit. Now the second thing is, here your master circuit is operating with positive level triggering. Positive level triggering. What does it mean? See, here I am using clock directly, which looks like this. That means I am using positive clock, direct clock, to operate this circuit, while your slave circuit is negative edge triggering. That means that circuit will work for negative edge of the clock. Why? Because here suppose I am using one, I am applying 1 at its clock, then this one, for this one your this circle will be active, while this one will become 0 for your this section, just because I am using inverter over here. That's why your back circuit will work whenever you will provide your clock is equals to 0. So your back circuit is operated with clock is equals to 0. That's why it is said to be negative edge triggering, while your front circuit is operated with positive level triggering. That means whenever your clock will be 1. So you can conclude this complete sentence in just one statement, that the completes in your complete circuit, master will active for clock is equals to 1. Master will active, that means front circuit, while for clock is equals to 1 your slave will be inactive. While when your clock is equals to 0, your front circuit, that means your master will be inactive, because 0 is directly applied to the front circuit. So for clock is equals to 0, your master will be inactive, and your slave will be active. That means out of these two circuits, only one circuit will be active at a time, and one circuit and the second circuit will be inactive. That means for clock is equals to 1, this section will be active and this will be inactive, while for clock is equals to 0, your master will be inactive and your slave will be active. Always remember this concept, because whenever we will go with the operation of the master slave flip flop for four cases 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1, we will use this concept number of times. So try to remember, or please make this concept clear in your mind, so that you can use this concept again and again when we will go with the operation of this circuit. So now we will discuss its operation, how actually this circuits work. So your master flip flop, the circuit of your master flip flop is ready with these two circuits. The front one is master and the back side circuit is your slave. Now come with its operation. Operation for again 4 cases, when with 4 cases with its main inputs, and here we have J and K at its main input. So it may be with 0 0 0 1 1 1 1 0 and 1 1. So we will deal with each and every combination of its input. So the first case is your case 1, when J is equals to 0 and K is also 0. Fine. So see, when your J is equals to 0 and K is also 0, I am not talking about clock initially. If initially your J and K both is set at 0, then the first point is, if your clock is 1. When your clock is 1, that means master is in active state. Master circuit is in active state while your slave will be inactive. Now see, since your front circuit is in active state, initially I am assuming Q1 here for the output of front circuit, while Q1 bar here for the second output of front circuit, while the main outputs are Q and Q bar and the main inputs is J and K. I am just assuming Q1 and Q1 bar as an intermediate outputs. Now back with this concept. Initially when your clock is equals to 1, your master is active and your slave is inactive. Now remember the concept of JK flip flop. With first case, when J and K is equals to 0, then your circuit of JK flip flop is always remain in its previous state. So whatever the value of Q1 and Q1 bar, it will remain in its own state. It may be 0 1, it may be 1 0. So it will remain Q1 and Q1 bar will unchanged. Now this Q1 is S for this circuit and this is R. That means for your lower circuit, back circuit, not lower, your back circuit, the main input is S, which is directly coming from the output of front circuit, that means Q1, and your R is Q1 bar. So since Q1 and Q1 bar is unchanged, that means your S will be same as your R. So S and R will also not be changed, because Q1 and Q1 bar is not changing. That means your S and R will also not be changed because they are directly connected from here. Now this is when your clock is equals to 1. Now come with second point, and now what are you doing? Now you are set your clock at 0. As your circuit will set with clock is equals to 0, now with these possible values, your master will be switch itself into from active to inactive state, and now your slave will be active. So now your slave is active with its input S and R which are unchanged. So whatever will be output, your output will be as its previous values. If initially from this conditions you are getting your S and R 0 1, so for this condition it will be 0 1. If it is 1 0, then your output will be 1 0. So I am again repeating that for J is equals to 0 and K is equals to 0, initially when clock is equals to 1, it will be active, it will be inactive, and your active circuit will provide inputs for your slave. And once your slave will be ready to work when clock is equals to 0, now you have already inputs from your master side. Now your slave will work and will provide output, but the output remain unchanged because J is equals to 0 and K is equals to 0. I am using the concept of the complete working mechanism of JK flip flop for first case when your J is equals to 0 and K is equals to 0. That's why I am repeating that your output will remain unchanged. I am not again repeating the logic because I already told you the complete logic of JK flip flop in that video. So if you want to learn that, you can follow that video to understand the concept of JK flip flop. That's why I am here I am only using that for J is equals to 0 and K is equals to 0, output will depend on its previous value or it will not change. So this is the main concept for J is equals to 0 and K is equals to 1, K is equals to 0. Now come with second case. So now the second case for J and K when your J is equals to 0 and your K is equals to 1. This is the second case with the second input combination of J and K. So Now J is equals to 0 and K is equals to 1. That means, if you remember, if you are familiar with the concept of JK flip-flop, that means this combination is for reset state, in which the output of your JK flip-flop will be 0 and 1. That means Q will be 0 and Q bar will be 1. So when J is equals to 0 and K is equals to 1, again I am using 2 points. The first point is when your clock is equals to 1. Now initially when your clock is equals to 1, again your master circuit will be active while your slave will be inactive. Only front circuit will be able to work for possible values of the input. Now master circuit is working for clock is equals to 1 and its main inputs is 0 and 1. Then as per the concept of reset state, your Q will be 0 and Q bar will be 1, which is nothing but your S and your R. Your Q1 will be 0 because Q1 is the output of JK flip-flop, and Q1 bar, that means this one, is the output of your JK flip-flop. So Q1 is nothing but S and Q1 bar is nothing but R. So now your S is equals to 0 and R is equals to 1. Now the second point is, as soon as your clock will be 0, your front circuit, that means now your master is in inactive state. Now it will be not able to work and slave will be able to work. Now slave is ready to work as per the instruction of master. Now for this circuit, input is 0 and 1, 0 and 1, and as per the concept of SR flip-flop, if its inputs is 0 and 1, then the output will be 0, 1. Again, for S is equals to 0 and R is equals to 1, as per the concept of SR flip-flop, by following the reset state, your Q will be 0 and Q bar will be 1. So now Q will be 0 and Q bar will be 1. If you are facing any difficulty to understand the concept I am using here and here, you will have to follow the video lectures of SR flip-flop and JK flip-flop. I already mentioned in detail, the detailed video lectures for SR flip-flop and JK flip-flop is already done. So please follow these videos so that you can become more confident with these concepts. Then you will be able to understand master slave JK flip-flop in detail actually. Fine. So this is the main concept for clock is equals to 0. Now you have Q is equals to 0 and Q bar is equals to 1. Now see, since these two main outputs now applying with the main circuit, now if you will again repeat the same step again you want to set your clock is equals to 1 and want to see what will be the reaction will not repeat. For Q is equals to 0 and Q bar is equals to 1, again when you set clock is equals to 1, the same step will be repeated, and when clock is equals to 0, the same steps is repeating over here. That means for this combination of your input, master slave flip-flop is able to provide stable outputs in terms of Q and Q bar by providing Q is equals to 0 and Q bar is equals to 1 for J is equals to 0 and K is equals to 1. This is the concept for this combination of your input. Now the third combination of JK inputs, third combination in which your J is equals to 1, case third, where you have J is equals to 1 and K is equals to 0. That means set state. So again with two steps, when J is equals to 1 and K is equals to 0, what will be the output? Let me check. See, the first point is for your clock is equals to 1. When your clock will be 1, your master will be active and slave will be inactive, and you will be able to provide Q1 and Q1 bar from this step. Now for 1 0, your Q1 will be 1 and Q1 bar will be 0 because it is in its set state, and in set state for 1 0 input your output will be 1 0. So 1 0 is your output. Now since Q1 is nothing but your S, that means now S is 1 and Q bar is nothing but R, that means your R is 0. So now you have S is equals to 1 and R is equals to 0. The first step is complete. Now come with second step, in which you will have to apply your clock 1 to 0. Now your clock is 0. As your clock is set at 0, your master which was active actually become inactive, and now your slave is active. Fine. Now your slave is active and ready with its input. Your slave is active and ready with its input, and its input is 1 0. So SR flip flop with its input 1 0 will provide Q and Q bar 1 and 0 when S is equals to 1 and R is equals to 0. That means again the concept of SR flip flop with set state. So again now you will have Q is equals to 1 and Q bar is equals to 0. So again I am using the concept of JK flip flop and SR flip flop in set state. So this will be the output for this case. Now again, if these main outputs, it is feedback at its main input with clock is equals to 1 and clock is equals to 0. Until unless you want to repeat the step by changing the outputs, you can repeat the step but your output will not change. You will get the stable outputs for J is equals to 1 and K is equals to 0 by getting your Q is equals to 1 and Q bar is equals to 0 from your third case. So this is the third case. Now the last case of your JK flip flop, in which you have J is equals to J and K both is equals to 1. Your J is 1 and your K is also 1. Now what will be the output? Let us check. Since this is the toggle state, or you can say the toggle state, a state in which you were getting race around problem in your JK flip flop. So now we will study about this case. So the fourth case, when J is equals to 1 and K is also 1, that means toggle state, but toggle should be here without race condition problem, because this is the reason, just to overcome this problem we are using the modified circuit. So toggling will be here but without race around condition. Now how this particular case will be executed? See, for J is equals to 1 and K is equals to 1, initially in step 1, if clock is equals to 1, that means for clock is equals to 1, your master will be active and your slave is in active state, inactive. That means only front circuit is ready to work. Now for clock is equals to 1, J is equals to 1 and K is equals to 1, the JK circuit will toggle, or you can say that your master circuit will toggle, and you will get your Q1 and Q1 bar in toggle state or in toggle form. If initially you were assuming 0 1, it will become 1 0, and if you are assuming 0 1 0, it will become 0 1. So your Q1 and Q bar will be toggle form, will be in toggle form. This Q1 and Q1 bar is directly your S and R. That means in your second step, when you will go with clock is equals to 0, see, Q1 and Q1 bar is in toggle form. That means your S and R is in invert form. That means if it is 0 1, it will be 1 0, and if it is 0 1, it will be 1 0. So your clock is as your clock will be 0, your slave will be ready to work. That means in active state, and master is in inactive state. Now your slave is ready to work with its input S and R, which is already in its inverted form. So for these inverted value, you will get your output in again toggle state. So the output of your slave will be in toggle state, because just because the output of master is not fixed. So you know, you cannot predict what will be the output of the slave circuit. That means if these change outputs, your Q and Q bar changed output, since these are not fixed, that means it may be changed, and when these changed output is feedback with the main inputs, your master circuit is not able to work because your clock is set at 0. That means it will not work for the changing value of the output. That means your master is not able to respond for changing value of the output. That means it will not repeat toggle condition and not able to perform multiple toggling between number of state. So race around condition is overcoming here, because with these two steps you can say that your toggle output or your changed output is now not affecting your main inputs. So race around condition can be overcome from here. So in your fourth case, when j is equals to 1 and k is equals to 1, this case basically avoids the multiple toggling problem, which leads to avoid race around condition. I am again repeating, your fourth case when j is equals to 1 and k is equals to 1, multiple toggling is not taking place over here, just one time toggling with the outputs I am getting from master slave flip flop. For the second step, JK flip flop will not respond because your clock is set at 0. So multiple toggling is not possible and your multiple toggling is not repeated. That means race around condition is not able to lead, and race around condition or race around problem can be overcome from here, and your main input will not respond for the changing values of the output. So this is the master slave flip flop, and your fourth case, this case is the most important concept of your master slave flip flop, in which you are trying to overcome or try to remove the race around condition problem. So we studied 4 cases. Now I am drawing the truth table for these 4 cases, or I am just repeating all those 4 cases. No need to draw a truth table, I am just reviewing the 4 cases. Your first case when j is equals to 0 and k is equals to 0, in which the output depends on its previous state. No possibility to predict the output, the complete assumption depends on its previous value. So for j and k, your q and q bar will be, if j and k 0 0, it depends on previous values. And since it is a master slave flip flop, for out of these two, only one circuit is able to perform its operation at a time. For clock is equals to 1, front circuit will work, and for clock is equals to 0, your back circuit will work. This is your first case. While for 0 1, it will be in reset state by providing q is equals to 0 and q bar is equals to 1. For your third case 1 0, it will be 1 0. That means your set state. Fine. And for 1 1, it depends on, it will be your toggle state, but not toggle without race condition. So this is the concept of master slave flip flop. Now the thing is, why the circuit is said to be master slave flip flop. See, here your first front circuit is master while your back circuit is slave. If you are observing the mechanism of the circuit, then your slave is only able to work as per the instructions or as per the inputs provided by the front section. So your slave is able to work as per the instructions given by the slave. So the front circuit is able to provide the instructions to the back circuit. So this is your slave because it is just following the instruction or order coming from your master section. That's why it is said to be master slave JK flip flop. So this is the complete concept of your master slave flip flop, and I am just concluding the topic. This is very important flip flop because we were getting uncertainty problem in SR flip flop, and just to overcome that problem we designed JK flip flop. But JK flip-flop was able to remove uncertainty problem, but it itself introduced a new problem, that is your race around condition. So if you want to get your perfect flip-flop without race around problem as well as without uncertainty problem, then the single solution is your master slave flip-flop, which is a combination of clocked JK and clocked SR connected back to back. JK is said to be master and SR is said to be slave. And the important concept is your master is working for positive level triggering, that means when your clock is 1, and your slave is working for negative level triggering, that means when your clock will be 0. And the complete mechanism itself treating with 4 cases, JK is equals to 0 0 0 1 1 1 and 1 0 and 1 1, and in 4th case we are removing the race condition, just getting toggle without race condition. So this is the general concept of your master slave flip flop, but you will have to follow the video lectures of SR flip flop and JK flip flop, then only you will be able to understand the complete mechanism of master slave flip flop. So I am just suggest you just follow the video lecture of SR and JK flip flop to make your concepts more clear. And if you are following the concept, consider to subscribe my channel and click on bell icon to get updated for the upcoming videos. Thank you.